going to have an interview with Post 101.3 in Atlanta, Atlanta's #1 internet radio station for hip hop and R&B. I'm going to also be recording here on my laptop so that I can share the content afterwards, since it will only be broadcast live on the radio. So all of my star players will have this content afterwards. I am just waiting on them to call, and as soon as they do, this will be here to reference back to whenever you need inspiration or want to know more about our business. So bear with us.
So with us today, we have Miss Ariel of Celestial, I'm going to make sure I say this right now, Celestial Content Creations.
Yeah.
Did I say it right? Don't beat me up.
I wouldn't even dream of it. Yes, so Celestial Content Creations.
Celestial.
And that just means, I'll give you a little bit of background. That just means of the stars. So like your celestial constellations and stuff like that. And each one of my supporters are called star players. So it all works together.
Tell us a little bit about your journey. How did you go from working in media in tech to starting your company?
Yes. So one thing led into the other. The fact that I worked in media and tech garnered a lot of attention from people like that I knew back home, or people who were entering their careers. Everybody wanted to know, how did you get a job? My first job in media was at Nickelodeon. So imagine, so much fun, right? Which means I'm always posting about my experience working in media, working in Nickelodeon. Growing up, SpongeBob was my favorite show. So people on my social medias would be like, how did you, a girl from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, end up in New York, working at Nickelodeon? Like, how did you do this? And oftentimes my response was like, being unafraid to take up space in your resume and really, pop your stuff, for lack of better words. And so I will always attribute my success. Obviously, I've gone to get the degrees and all of that, but how I market myself in the job market was kind of my bread and butter. And so then the business grew from there. Like, okay, well, what kind of resumes are you making, and can you make mine? And then that's when my career started as a consultation company, doing resumes, cover letters, and helping other people that were in my hemisphere of influence go towards their dreams and goals at companies that would be, considered dream companies.
So, so what do you think makes your business and what you do so unique?
Well, my business is unique because for two reasons. One is that I wasn't afraid to pivot when I was pulled for a deeper purpose. So I mentioned earlier that my business started with career consultation, mainly focusing on resumes and like kind of your career development things. After doing so many clients, I would say, see upward of almost 300 clients over the course of several years, I noticed a trend. And I'm just like a natural social scientist, if you will, a little bit of a nerd. So while I'm conducting my business and, doing the service in the weeds, serving the people, I'm also kind of collecting data on the back end. I noticed that there were three trends among my resume clients. Like, if you serve somebody for 3 years, they're coming back to you year after year, like, can you update this one bullet? And I'm like, well, that's not going to really change much for your trajectory. Like, what's really going on? Like, what's actually going on? And I realized that it was three things. The way people would talk to themselves, my clients, it was a lot of negative self-talk. Imposter syndrome, especially if you are going for your pie in the sky opportunities like Google or NBC or any of the places that I worked for. It just feels like, do I really belong here? I noticed that. And then also performance anxiety. So there was so much, nervousness and trepidation around going for those big interviews at these companies. So I would also offer mock interviews to help practice and get those jitters out. And I actually switched my company in the pandemic after noticing this to go deeper into address those three mental issues. And in 2021, I actually switched from doing career consultations to go all in on affirmations because I needed to treat the issue at the root as opposed to putting a band aid on it with resumes and cover letters.
So I'm glad you actually keyed in on affirmations, right? Affirmations are becoming more mainstream, but what makes them so powerful in today's world, you think?
Well, they're needed now more than ever. And I saw that need, humbly speaking, ahead of this boom and saturation that we're seeing now. I peeped way back in 2020, which is why I was like, you know what, let's shift. Why they're so important is because of the three mental blocks that I mentioned earlier. I saw it at a micro scale with my clients, but I knew from then that this was affecting people at a larger scale, like a macro scale as well. Affirmations are your way of, without intense therapy, without going to get, electric shock things done at a crazy asylum house or something like that. You can retrain your brain at your own pace on your own timing, and it's scientifically proven that when you shift the talk tracks that are in your head from those negative things, whether they were seeds planted when you were a little kid by the people who spoke to you, the adults that probably should have been speaking life into you, speaking everything but. It's the way to kind of shift those talk tracks that are on a loop inside your head that tell you you can't do it, you're not good enough, you're unworthy, to give yourself a new way of thinking. And with repetition, it's been proven with multiple social science studies and experiments, you can alter your destiny by altering the way that you speak to yourself. So I just had to do
Okay,
it.
all right. So let's talk process, right? How do you create affirmations and content that resonate with so many people? Like what's the process? How do you get there?
Yeah. So for my product, our tiny book of affirmations, and if you're open to it, I actually want to pull three cards to see what the energy gives in our conversation, but I'll answer the question.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, let me answer the question first. So,
Heartbeat time. I'm getting
um,
nervous over here.
so how I came up with our card deck is going back into the pandemic. I started doing meditation and yoga, and every time that I would meditate, it would come as like spiritual downloads. And of course, I mentioned earlier, writing is my gift and what I've been anointed with. So at first I just started making notes in my phone, like, okay, I'm always standing where the sun is shining. All right, cool. And then I'm off the yoga mat and back into the thick of just surviving the pandemic. And then one day, see, I look back and I'm like, oh wait, there's a whole, bevy of affirmations here. Let's do something. It's serving no purpose just sitting in my notes app, and they were kind of just like jumping out of my phone at me. So I packaged them into a ebook first and then a physical book. But then I said, nah, this isn't gonna work. If I want to influence people's routines, which I told you earlier, that repetition is what is gonna actually help with the rewiring of your brain. I need to
Okay.
gamify this. Like, it can't just sit in a book. Maybe you'll pick it up, maybe you won't. But if I turn it into a card deck and I show by example on my social media every day for months, I was doing daily pick three affirmations. So I'm, illustrating, leading by example, like, hey, I'm not just putting this out there for you. We all need mending in certain places, including me. So, like, this is how I'm using them. This is, I was kind of teaching and bridging that education gap in real time. And so that's when I turned them into a card deck, and that has been our flagship product. It's done so much good for so many people. I have so many testimonies from people saying, hey, one day I pulled a blank card and I quit my job that day, and now I'm living, people use them with their kids. It's pretty awesome, but it's humbling at the same time because it's people can see through the words they show through the cards of, like, I can tell you weren't just trying to make money, like you were healing through this. It's the energy is all felt. So that's always feels good to hear.
Get them.
Uh, even if you start small with just in your notes app on your phone or in a journal or a notebook, just documenting and understanding that if you're trying, you're doing it. You don't set your benchmark to be, all right, if you want to start a lip gloss, your benchmark is Fenty tomorrow. No, like you have to let the idea like manifest at its own pace. And even if that is just writing down some things or seeing who in your network can help facilitate your idea forward, a lot of the success comes from networking, honestly.
You got your cards ready?
Oh, yeah. Are you
Okay,
ready?
let's do it.
Are
Yeah,
you ready to be forever transformed?
let's do it. All right.
Okay. All right. So the three that I have for our conversation, let me know if they resonate with you, if you're going through anything in life and this is speaking to you. So the first one is I'm always in the right place at the right time. The next one is I am good at everything I do. And the third one is other people see and feel the goodness in me.
I would say the last two for sure.
The last two?
Definitely those last two definitely resonate with me. So I got to get that to you. All right. Look, go ahead and put mine in the mail.
Okay.
We're going to do an unboxing. I got my cards in the mail. I'm ready. I'm ready for you.
Okay, I got you.
Cards.
Absolutely. It would be my pleasure to send you a deck.
So look, I'm going to do something that this is the first time I've ever done on Big Talk in the City. Call
Hey.
it rapid fire.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to do rapid fire. When we come back from a break, don't y'all go nowhere. We talking affirmations. So it's only right that we come back when we go to a break talking about affirmations. Post 101.3, we'll be right back. You're checking out Big Talk with City and Ginger Marie on Pulse 101.3. Live and direct. We have Miss Ariel. No, Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Ariel. See, I'm just so, when I'm looking at the name, I want to say Ariel. With Celestial Content Creations. So you see how I went to affirmations? You see how I did that?
I do. I really
It's like, you know what I mean?
it's
We in this thing now.
it's the commitment for me.
So we about to do this thing called rapid fire. I'm going to ask you questions, and you got to go quick. Like you can't hesitate because you got to just flow.
Cool.
Let me know when you're ready.
Ben,
One affirmation you say to yourself every day.
I am the star player.
A book or poet you return to often.
Zora Neale Hurston, you don't know us Negroes.
If you had one superpower, what would it be?
Mind reading.
What do you do to relax when you're not working?
I like to go swimming in my pool.
Say you got money without saying you got money.
Ah, no! Man, I can't teach abundance if I'm not living in it. You know what I'm saying?
There is nothing wrong with that. Every entrepreneur hits roadblocks, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of that roadblock, what's been your biggest challenge running CCC, and how did you overcome it?
Transitioning from, is this still rapid fire or can I talk at a regular pace?
Now we talking.
All right, cool.
We backpedaling in the pool right now.
Okay, nice. So transitioning from having a team of like three people when I was doing career consultations to then I had an intern for a while to now I'm in the solopreneur book. So it's just me, Dolo. That has been like the biggest transition is, you know, you still keeping the lights on even with personnel changes, business pivoting, like it sometimes it could get so easy to just think about putting it down altogether, but then you got to keep going.
Gotcha. So, can you share a story from someone your work has really impacted, like something that sticks with you?
Uh, yes, I can. There are quite a few. I'll tell you one most recently. So a friend of mine in New York, I mentioned earlier I worked in media, so I lived in New York for 7 years. And one of my friends, sorority sister, she just started her business, fashion consulting, and I sent her a deck of cards, and she's actually incorporated affirmations in the start of her fashion consultation session. So she's been giving me updates about like how it really sets the tone. She's all about building confidence in the women that she styles. And so it's just so heartwarming to see. One, she and I talked about this years ago when it was just an idea on a napkin, and then now to see it manifest and my product is a part of it, an important part of setting the tone for her work is just so amazing.
So, let me ask you this. Were there any mentors or experiences along the way that helped shape your path?
Yeah. Being a black woman in corporate America is not for the weak. So that experience was my teacher for the most part. Having different people uh, instill enlightenment in me along the way while I was in those spaces, forever grateful for. But I would have to say the experience itself was the best teacher because we encounter, as black people, black women especially, we encounter so many microaggressions, but you still have to come back to that space day after day. You still have to go continue work with those people day after day. And like my mom always tells me, don't let nobody run you out your money. So like it's that willingness and that mental fortitude that it takes to keep going there and showing up with grace because you know you belong. I would say that has been the biggest teacher for me, and I apply it in so many areas of life today.
So, I just feel like you're a walking ball of accomplishments. With that being said, what is one accomplishment that you hold on to, you're proud about, that you like, this is me, this is what this came from me.
Oh yeah. Well, if we can speak quite literally, I just gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl, Victor and Savannah. So they are 3 months old now. They'll turn 4 months in a couple of weeks. So I would say that is my proudest accomplishment. It's the most insane thing I've ever done. Um, and that they are me. They are the legacy that will continue on. Both my masculine and feminine come to life, and it's amazing.
So wait a minute. So the twins are your first two kids, technically, right?
Yes, to and
So
through,
you just was like, yo, I'm in it, I'm out, I'm good.
to and through. Everybody say one and done, to and through.
Two and through. It's been amazing having you here. Where can people find your work?
Yes, it's been awesome speaking with you as well. Hopefully, this won't be the last conversation we have. So,
Oh no, we gonna start. We gotta figure out how we gonna start advertising these cars. The world needs to know about these cars.
okay. So social media, Celestial Content Creations. That's CELESTIAL Content Creations. CONTENT Creations. CREATIONS. And that is .com. If you want to visit the website, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as well.
One last question. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Why is now the right time for people to hear and also time for you to share your story?
Now is the right time because it's just what alignment says is true. Like I've been doing the work, so it's easy for me to narrate and illustrate and kind of give the playbook, pass down the knowledge. Like you have to gain the in order to come by wisdom, you have to be in the trenches and get the experience. And I've done that for several years now. So I can feel confident leading others to their highest potential as I continue to ascend.
give everybody your social media, your
Yes.
website, and all your contact information.
Yes, absolutely. So, Celestial Content Creations, our website is www.celestialcontentcreations. And our Facebook, Instagram is also Celestial Content Creations, as well as our TikTok.
It's Post 101.3, Miss Ariel. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. Houston, Texas is checking in. Real quick, were you born and raised in Texas?
No, sir. No, sir. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Baton Rouge.
Oh, yeah.
Bayou.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, all right. I appreciate you stopping through, and I really appreciate your time. We will be talking about these cards, and we're gonna get. The one thing that I say is every voice matters here at Post 101.3, the heartbeat of the community. And when I get an opportunity to use the platform that we have to uplift these voices, businesses, entrepreneurship, or just positive, I always will do it. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your day, and I'm looking forward to having more conversations with you. With that being said, Ms. Ariel, you have a good day, okay?
Same to you. Thank you so much.
No problem. It's Post